What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this one, we got How Direct Are the Dutch? American Experiences Dutch Culture Shock. Before we dive in, if you guys happen to enjoy, please don't forget to smash subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. And if you like support this channel by becoming a member, all you gotta do is hit that join button to receive your exclusive benefits. Stop right in.
Hi everyone, I'm Ava, and today I want to talk to you about Dutch directness. Now, in one of my previous videos, I talked about the difference between how direct the Dutch are and how indirect the Americans are, kind of focusing on how moving to the Netherlands has helped me see that Americans can be really very indirect. But you know
Facts.
what?
Facts.
Time after time,
Facts.
people talk about how the Dutch are so direct that it can sometimes even be perceived as rude.
Yeah.
Now, is that a myth? It isn't. And
Mm-mm.
in this video, I want to talk about how the Dutch are very direct and to the point, which can be startling to people from very many cultures, including this American right here. Now, before I go into the rest of the video, I want to preface by saying that I'm not trying to say that Dutch directness is a bad thing. Even if it can be perceived as rude, that's just because they are different cultural norms here in the
Agreed.
Netherlands or in the US where I'm from. Like, for instance, Americans here in the Netherlands would be considered extremely indirect, and maybe that is perceived as rude. So
I
essentially,
would
I'm not trying to say
completely
that any
agree.
one style is better than the other. I'm just trying to say that it is different here from what I'm used to.
Yeah.
And if
I would
you
say,
are
yeah, it comes to just two completely different cultures when it comes to communication. Yeah, we would see directness as rude for sure. Just because it's not what we're used to. We're used to being very indirect. We're used to beating around the bush, being as polite as humanly possible, even when you got bad news, wrapping it up in a very kind way of saying it. Whereas if you just say things directly to people, it will be perceived as rude. But over in the Netherlands, yeah, I can see that indirectness being perceived as rude. It's like, hey, like just get to the point, like just tell me, or you're beating around the bush.
not used to Dutch directness, then you, like me, will be in for a teeny tiny little shock. So to structure this video a little bit, I have divided the Dutch directness experience into 5 subcategories.
Let's do it.
That's how much of a thing it is. I can divide
That's
it
how
into
much.
5 subcategories. That is freaking crazy. Let's get into it. The first category of Dutch directness is, drum roll please, not being shy about talking about money. Now,
Oh,
as an American, you learn pretty early on, growing up, that money is off limits to
yeah,
strangers,
yeah.
people you just meet, acquaintances, people you may even consider your friends. Unless you are really close to somebody, well, and then maybe you talk about everything, money is one of those things that's definitely off limits in
For
the
sure.
US. And from the sense I get in many cultures. But here in the Netherlands, oh no, that is not the
It's
case.
on the
The
table.
Dutch are interested, they are curious, and they are not shy to ask. To illustrate, here are some questions that you may get asked by a Dutch person when you first meet them, or shortly after you meet them.
Okay.
How much rent do you pay? What did you pay for your house? How much is your monthly mortgage? Or how much are your student loans? Now, I don't
Those
know
aren't
about
bad
this, but the
questions to
other
me.
questions on this list, I have been asked by people I do not consider my extremely close friends. In
Yeah.
fact, several months ago, I went to a dinner through a meetup group, so an online group,
Oh.
and I didn't know these people. I was meeting them for the first time,
Oh.
but within 30 minutes, someone asked me, what do you pay in rent each month? And I just sat there in my seat, visibly squirming, completely uncomfortable. My insides were twisting. And here's the thing, people had warned me about this. People had warned me that
Yeah.
the Dutch tend to be very direct, and you may get questions that will throw you off guard. And I was like, me off guard? I'm as cool as a cucumber. I am so good with navigating cultural differences, and no, I was shocked.
Yeah.
So, I'm sitting there shocked that I'm shocked, and that's a vicious cycle. But in the end, I decided to bite the bullet and hopefully in a not too awkward amount of time reply with the answer, which is honestly not a secret. I think many of us pay rent or a mortgage
Yeah.
or something, if we're
Exactly.
lucky and we have a home. So it's really not a secret, but I'm
Mm-mm.
just so American, and yeah, it was an awkward question for me. But I answered it. And then something incredible happened. People around the table just started saying how much they paid in rent depending on their living situation or where they lived in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And that was really interesting. And it was kind of nice to hear what everyone had to say. And that really confirmed it for me. It is not a secret. People are happy sharing it. And it's just another piece of information about yourself. So,
I
yes,
guess that one really isn't that shocking to me. People, as she talks about money, I would say, yeah, we don't really talk about money. But I would say those questions she gave, for example, wouldn't really shake me at all. Like, how much rent do you pay? How much did you pay for that house? Or was it more? Those things, I guess I wouldn't be like, I don't know if I should answer. I'd be like, yeah, everybody got to pay rent. Because people might be wondering, like, bro, you live in a 3 bedroom, 2 bath. How much rent do you pay? Because I live in a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, and I pay this much. How much do you pay? Because I might want to check out some places in your neighborhood if you paying a better price than me. So those things, I guess wouldn't really bother me. Like people asking me, I wouldn't get uncomfortable. I think more so if it was like, hey, like, how much do you make a year? As it, what do you do? This. How much do you make a year? Be like, don't worry. How much do you make a week? How much money do you have saved up? I'll be like, why? Why are they worried about what I'm making? What's in my bank account and all that? Those would be more questions, more so questions that about money that I'm like, I don't know if I feel really comfortable answering this or yeah. But my wife, like I bought her wedding ring, and one day we were just with her family. Her sister was like, "How much did you pay for that ring?" In front of the whole family, and I got really uncomfortable. I was like, I have to answer this. But yes, those so things like that.
as evidenced by the story, you could 100% be asked any of these questions about money, about your finances, within a few minutes of meeting a Dutch person. The only thing I would say is kind of off limits for the Dutch is asking about salary. Talking about
See,
someone's
that's what I'm
salary or
saying.
asking them about their salaries is just not done from my experience and from what people have told
That's
me.
how I
So
feel.
don't say I didn't warn you. Don't go around asking Dutch people about their salary. Don't do it. Don't do it.
So we the same. Though. I'm Dutch in that
Subcategory number
nature.
2
What we
is
got?
semi questionable jokes based on awkward truths.
Hmm.
Sound confusing? Let
I
me
need
break
some
that down for you.
examples.
Imagine you're at a birthday party, dinner party, or something like that, right?
Okay.
And in order to lighten up the mood, you might make some lighthearted jokes just to break the ice, that kind of thing. All very normal. And of course, Dutch people might do that too. And guess what? Some of the jokes I've heard in these contexts will be pretty unacceptable to Americans. Let me give you some examples of some of these lighthearted, well intentioned, at least I think it was well intentioned, jokes that people have made to me. One example: hey, how come you don't gain any weight? You live in America. Why would this be unacceptable in America? Because you are talking about someone's weight.
Yeah.
That is something that tends
Yeah.
to be
And
off
the
limits.
woman's weight at that.
Here, the Dutch simply see it as your appearance, so they're going to comment on it. And speaking of appearances, here's another joke that I've heard more than once. You don't have to go on a holiday, you're already tan. I think as I just said that, I heard a lot of Americans watching this gasp.
You don't
Subcat
gotta go on the holiday. You already tan. Like, yeah, you like it's subtle, but it's like, hey, we don't really say that. We don't. You already tan. You tan. You've been tan your whole life. Mm. The other one I don't think really bothered me that much. Dang, what did she say? What was that? F. Oh, the weight thing. Sorry. Yeah, the weight thing that didn't really shock me too much. It's but at the same time, you never really asked about a woman's weight here. Like that is a taboo topic. You leave that alone.
I think as I just said that, I heard a lot of Americans watching this gasp. Subcategory number 3. The Dutch are very direct in making requests. That's what the Dutch are known for being to the point and efficient. But again, if you're not used to this, this can be a little jarring or
Yeah.
sometimes downright shocking. But really, I'm here to tell you that the Dutch can sometimes just not even compute indirect requests. Let me give you an example from the good old days, which was before I spoke a word of Dutch during my first visit to the Netherlands. This was in Amsterdam when I went to a fry shop called Schatje Patatje, which I think I would translate as
Gotcha.
cutie patati, something like that.
Okay.
Well, I go into this fry shop and, order some fries. The guy working there is fine with me ordering the fries. Nothing weird happens. And I do this in English because, like I said, this is before I spoke any Dutch. And then
Gotcha.
he asks me, would you like anything with those fries? And, I think about it and I think I'm in the Netherlands. I want some mayo with my fries. So I say, do you have any mayo? And
Mm.
he goes, yes, we have it. Silence for 5 whole seconds where the guy, the person working there, is just staring at me. And I'm waiting there for him to say something like, I'll go get it for you, or would you like the mayo? Something to
Yeah.
that effect. But no, 5 seconds of silence. He stares at me. It's getting awkward. So I just look at him awkwardly and go, well, can I have it? And I know I sound rude, but I really wasn't intending to be rude. I was
Yeah.
just very confused about what was going
I
on.
feel that.
And my girlfriend was there at the time, not my girlfriend. We were on a date. And I just told her, like, this is really interesting. Like, as a linguist, I noticed that apparently my implied suggestion that I
Mm-hmm.
would like mayo
Maya.
with my fries was not good
Yeah.
enough for this person. He was just confused. He's like, give me a command and I will do it.
There
Like,
you
you need to
go.
be direct because I don't understand what you're saying otherwise. And you know what? That makes total sense. Why wouldn't I just tell him, yes, I would like some mayo with my fries? So that was a
Exactly.
lesson learned there for me. In the Netherlands, you need to be
Yeah.
as direct as possible. Just cut
Okay.
out the fluff, cut it out. No nonsense. So
I feel
while
like I do get it. Like him. Like what do you have mayo? Yeah, we do have mayo. I as an American, I would say, yeah, we do have mayo. Like, is that what you want? But I guess it's not the same. It's like, yeah, we do have mayo. I do think she should have been like, oh, I'll take that then. Like, do you have mayo? Yeah, we do. Okay, I'll take mayo then. Okay, can I have some, please? Something like that. What I would have said, but so be direct though. No indirect. No no forms of indirect communication at all. Mean what you say what you mean, ask for exactly what you want.
I am on board with this principle in general, I can't sit here and tell you that there haven't been times where I have been completely shocked by it. Let me tell you about a time I was totally shocked by it. I had just moved to the Netherlands. My apartment was empty, and I was in the process of getting things. And
Mm-hmm.
one of the things I needed was internet service. So I,
Mm.
because I need help with these things, asked a very nice person from the internet company that I have
Mm-hmm.
to come and help me set up my TV and Wi Fi. This person was very nice. This person was very professional. And while he was doing his job, I thought I was politely standing to the side, allowing this very nice and professional person to continue doing his job.
Oh.
Well, it turns out I was not being very polite and out of the
Oh.
way. In fact, I was being useless. So the guy looks at me and just goes, Jij kan ook wat doen. And translated as, you can also do something. And of course, I was just standing there like, what just happened? Oh my God, I thought I was being really polite and,
Yeah.
letting him do his thing and standing out of the way. And, maybe I wasn't in that particular scenario. That the part that he asked me to do something wasn't surprising. It was the way it was said, just so direct. I felt like, ugh, that really got me where it hurts.
I feel you.
Anyway, so in that moment, I was totally shocked. But again, the person was
I
very
would
nice.
be
This is not
too.
his fault. It's just a different cultural norm.
Yes, that's definitely different because in the U.S., like if I need internet and I pay for internet service and I pay for someone to come hook it up, I'm probably not help because I'm paying you. I'm paying you for it. So if I'm helping, I feel like I should get to pay a little bit less because I did some of the work. So I should pay myself some of the money. I guess is how I feel in a sense. It may be the American in me, but yeah, if that was like if that happened here, they turn around, you could do so. I'd be like, so what now? Uh, but yeah, that's just like she said, just different cultures and different cultural norms.
Subcategory number 4 is giving opinions even when they are not asked and being brutally honest in those opinions.
Oh,
Let me tell you, Dutch people like to comment. They like to give you suggestions, express their viewpoint. And all of this because I think it comes from a place of wanting to help you out by
Mm-hmm.
expressing one other opinion besides yours.
I feel
I think
that.
that's where it comes from. But also, they're not shy. You know, they're going to be really, really,
Yeah.
really painfully honest about anything.
Painfully
So don't be
honest.
surprised when you are talking to a Dutch person and what seems like out of the blue, they make a remark about your appearance, something that you're doing, or anything in that moment. Like, I could run into a person that I'm maybe seeing for the second time in my entire life, and they could be like, "Oh, Ava, did you get a new haircut? I like the previous one better." And ow!
On
They're not missing a mark, but
everything.
ow, I have
Jeez.
feelings. But to them, it's just stating a fact. I don't think people
Yeah.
are trying to be rude when they do this.
Yeah.
But as you can see, I have to question this. I'm like, really? Is that really not rude? Are they not trying to insult? No,
Nah.
no, they're
Yeah.
not. I've been told very many times that the Dutch aren't trying to be rude. It's just a different cultural norm where it's completely acceptable to tell you what they think because
Yeah.
why lie to your face?
Yeah.
And
I
the fifth,
understand that. I mean, is lying being more rude than telling the truth? I don't know. So them saying, "Hey, I liked it better," than the other dude. While it may hurt, at least they're being honest. Rather than somebody who's gonna say, "Oh my God, I love that hair. I love that hairstyle. Like that looks amazing," but they really don't think it look amazing. That's probably something I would do, to be honest. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's some things, and me myself, I would rather be lied to than someone be brutally honest. In some categories in life, like I'd rather stay blissfully ignorant. Um, but again, different cultures. So yeah, Dutch, as you can see, are pretty direct. Just it's not personal; it's the culture.
and final subcategory that I want to talk about, and you folk, I have left the best for last, is
Talk to
that
me.
Dutch people are really not afraid to ask the personal, intimate questions even when you first meet them. There is no
Really?
small talk or very little, but they're actually just interested in getting to know you, so they will ask you the questions that matter. And that is so heartwarming. That is really sweet. And at first, of course, I had to get used to it, but I got used to it pretty quickly because I found that I was having more enjoyable conversations at social gatherings, parties, you name it, with people I had just met. And time after time,
I
I would
love
come
that.
away from a short conversation with someone I had just met actually feeling like I had made a real, true connection. So, yeah, being direct is very clearly not always bad. I know that if you're not used to it, you could perceive these questions as being intrusive and way too personal. But after having these conversations in different scenarios, I've really seen that people are just interested. And it is such a
I
nice
feel
feeling to
that.
talk to someone knowing that they're actually interested in what you're saying and not that they're going to ask you what your name is, where you're from, what you do, and then forget about this 10 seconds from now. Some
Facts.
of the
That's
questions
such
that people have asked
facts.
me pretty much in the first few minutes of meeting them are, "Hey, you're gay? How does your family feel about that?" Yeah, very personal, right? Or, "Oh, you moved to the Netherlands. How long are you planning on staying?" And not just what do you do, but are you happy at your job? To an American, these questions could be perceived as being extremely intrusive and rude.
Hmm.
But after having overcome the initial shock myself, I found that I really was having more meaningful conversations with people. And now I really like this intimate question asking. And you know what? Now I do this too because I really like getting to know a person. And this is a really nice way of doing it by asking the
I
questions
feel
directly.
that. I
For
like
those of you new
that.
to Dutch
I really
directness,
like
here's
that.
a tip. I found that it gets easier if you try it out yourself. That way you can even the playing field a little bit.
I feel that.
Anyway, those are my thoughts and experiences with Dutch directness. Let me know, as usual, what you think in the comments below.
Yes. But yeah, obviously asking the questions that really matter because, like she said, it's not good, like you to ask my name and these surface level questions and then forget about it 10 minutes later. Yeah, that's whack. When you want to truly get to know someone, ask some personal questions, ask some things that truly matter, so you can truly and get to know them deep down. Shout out to the Dutch. I feel like yeah, Dutch directness. I'll probably won't ever use it. I'll be indirect probably most of my life. I do appreciate the benefits of that directness. And if I were to go to the Netherlands, I would not take anything personally because I would understand this is a culture. Let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, check out the next one.